try explain. Tell me no why you're none for stress my brain. Me hex them, still a text and still a try for explain. See me on the right, girl. Better take the left lane. Hex a try explain.
What's up, people? Listen, I just got home. I'm heading out to take a run, but I figured I have to react to this story about Manchester United getting themselves a director of football. So I don't think you should be gassed. I don't think Manchester United fans should be gassed about us actually getting a director of football and a director of a technical director or some shit like that, right? And the reason why I don't think we should be gassed about it, like if you read the statement sent out by Manchester United, what they're doing is everyone who was at the club prior to who put this club in this administrative shambles is still there. They're all still there, right? They didn't get rid of the problem children within the club. What they did was they brought in new faces, not necessarily even new faces, people that were already working at the club into new positions, just so that they could take the focus off of the ones that were given the issues in the first place. Think about this. Man like Matt Judge is still at the club. His position has tweaked a little bit, or the title of his position. Now he's director of transfer negotiations, right? Think about what got us in the bullshit position in the first place. It was this same negotiation, right? Matt Judge has been there ever since Sir Alex Ferguson and them left with this freaking CEO, Ed Woodward or whatever the fuck his name is, right? They've been there the entire time. So they're responsible for contracts like Marian Fellaini. They're responsible for Di Maria. They're responsible for Falcao. They're responsible for all those atrocities that came into the club that didn't work out because of faulty and crappy negotiations. They're responsible for giving man like Phil Jones a 5-year extension, bruv, on his contract. Those guys are still there. They're not going anywhere. They just brought in new people for a new title. So what does this do for man like Matt Judge and for Ed Woodward, you might ask? Well, these men now are absolved for any responsibilities when it comes to failures in negotiations, bro. Right? If they go now and go into the summer and not get Jadon Sancho again, now we don't blame Matt Judge or we don't blame Ed Woodward. Now we blame this new guy, John Furlow. Right? Because why? No one is going to show up at Ed Woodward's house anymore and piss him off. Now we got someone else to be mad at. But you guys are not thinking about the fact that Matt Judge is the one still doing the negotiations. So Solskjaer could scream all he wants about I want this player, I want that player. It's never going to work out if Matt Judge says we don't have the money for it. Because these guys are not treating Manchester United like a football club. These guys are treating it like a business, bro. And you guys have to remember the number one goal for a CEO in any company, any business, is to make money for your shareholders. That's what he's geared on. That's what he's judged on. So, and if in case you guys didn't know, Ed Woodward and Matt Judge been best friends since college days. Them man were roommates. So Matt Judge is not going anywhere. And Ed Woodward's number one job is to make money for the Glazers. So if he's going ahead and making money for the Glazers, and all he needs to do is to make sure at the end of the day they can get their dividends, they don't care about football and transfers. These men are bankers, bro. Why do you think you have bankers in the office negotiating contracts? So you could get the bang for your buck, bro. Pogba was a great buy, but it wasn't because they made it for footballing reasons. They made it because of Pogba's commercial ability, bro. Jadon Sancho was a perfect fit on the right side. The reason why they want Jadon Sancho so badly was because you spend a lot of money to get him, but the amount of money they would make from having Jadon Sancho on their roster. Manchester United, with all his commercial abilities, they would make a shit ton of money having Jadon Sancho wearing that number 7 shirt, blood. So don't you think for a second that these decisions that are being made right now are for footballing reasons. These men are doing it to cover their own asses. Because next year, when Chelsea undoubtedly kicks us out of the park to get Haaland, and then when we don't get Jadon Sancho, we have someone else to blame. Now we're not blaming the crappy ass piece of... Don't get me wrong, folks. I am happy we now have a director of football. I am hoping we are moving forward in the direction that we all want as fans. But don't think for a second that these guys did this because they want to take themselves out of the day-to-day running of the football club. Matt Judge just got himself some cover. Ed Woodward just got himself some cover from the fans, from people who really want to see Manchester United back. These men don't consider a club a football club. They consider it a business. This is Manchester United LLC, not FC. And we need to be careful of how we celebrate this appointment. Bless up on yourself. I forgot to tell y'all, thank you so much for watching the 4th Official. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe somewhere down there. We have a lot more reactions coming. Manas.